up, you guys? It's your girl G-Lan and I'm back in the building with another video. Today's video is going to be about why I married outside of my culture, ethnicity, whatever you have it, you know, why did I do it? I'm gonna explain. Honestly, there's really no particular reason as to why I did that, but I have to be honest, I've never been interested in men who are the same ethnicity as me. I don't know why, it's just what it is, okay? But yeah, it's not like I just woke up one day and was like, you know what, I'm gonna marry a Caribbean man. That wasn't my intention, you know. I've just always been attracted to Caribbean guys. I don't know what it is. I can't tell you what it is because I don't know, okay? Just so you know, my parents are mixed. Both of them are Ethiopian. My dad is Oromo and Yemeni, and my mom is Harari and Turkish. If you guys want more in-depth information about your girl, you know, you could go ahead and scroll through my channel, and you know, I got like a mixed girl tag video. I got my story time to when I went to Yemen and almost got married. You know what I'm saying? My dad tried to marry me off to an Arab man. Anyways, and my husband, who I'm married to, he is Trinidadian and Venezuelan. Me and Chris, who's my husband, we met a long time ago. You know, I was still a teenager when we met. We were friends, then we became, you know, lovers. We just happened to fall in love with each other. In 2014, we got married. And yeah, you know what? I don't regret anything, and I would never take whatever I did back because it's perfect. You know, because I met him so young, I never really got to experiment, if that makes sense, with other races, other cultures, other whatever. I had no interest in it. Let me just tell you guys some pros and cons, you know, of being married outside of my ethnicity. One major con that I always remember, you know, is that we don't speak the same language. It's kind of annoying sometimes because, you know, if we're out and about or something, I want to tell him something and I don't want anybody else in the room to know what I'm saying, you know, I can't really say anything. I gotta use my eyes. Good thing me and him, you know, we have telepathy or whatever the fuck it's called, you know, we're telepathic. Is that the word? I don't know. Anyways, we can like read each other's minds. Like if I'm looking at him and I'm giving him a certain look, like he already know what he needs to be doing, you know what I'm saying? So luckily that's great, but there's been some situations or some occasions where I wanted to speak my language to him and like he just doesn't understand. You know, he is picking up a little bit because, you know, he's been around my mom a lot, so, and she speaks Harari a lot, so he's adapting, if that makes sense, but he still doesn't fully understand. So sometimes I'll be like, you know, trying to say something in my language, you know, without anybody else knowing, and he doesn't know what the hell I'm saying. That's definitely a con. The pros definitely outweigh the cons, and I mean, that's really nothing. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of Harari boys who don't even speak Harari, okay? But I wrote a list of pros and cons, so let me just, you know what I'm saying, look at my list of pros and cons, okay? Because I can't remember. A pro is that we're both in love, you know, we've been together, again, like I mentioned, for several years. So he's like my BFF, you know what I'm saying? So it was only right to marry him. A con is that we're both raised differently. So his upbringing was very like relaxed, you know, he could do what he wants, you know, say what he wants, you know what I'm saying? You know, it was a pretty chill life, okay? My life, on the other hand, I didn't come from like a super strict home because for the most part I was raised by my mother, and she wasn't like strict, you know, like other mothers, but you know, there was set rules, you know what I'm saying? Like I had to be here, I had to call her, I had to do this, I had to do that. If I wanted to go somewhere, I had to plan out how I was gonna bring it up to her in like a week's time. I had to think of an idea of how to bring it up. I lied a lot, you know what I'm saying? Like I was, you know, I was sneaky deaky because so yeah, we were brought up completely different. So sometimes me and him, because of the way that we were brought up differently, we bump heads a lot. There's a lot of things where, like, you know, I shouldn't even have to ask you to do it technically, but I still have to ask you to do it, you know what I'm saying? There's just a lot of times where we have bumped heads because I think something's supposed to be done a certain way and he thinks it's supposed to be done another way, and like it's just not a good combination. And I don't know, maybe if I married somebody of my own race or ethnicity, it might have been different. But again, the pros in my relationship outweigh the cons. So another pro is, it could be a pro, it could also be a, okay, it's a pro and a con, okay? When we have kids, a pro is that they're going to be able to experience, you know, different cultures, you know, a different language, different foods. They're gonna be multicultural, you know what I mean? So that's something great. Like myself, I am a mixed child, so my dad is half Yemeni and my mom is half Turkish, but they're both Ethiopian, two types of different Ethiopians. But anyways, so even myself growing up, you know, I would get tossed around from mom's house to dad's house, and I got to experience different cultures, you know what I mean? As a child, I was actually much closer to my dad's side, my Yemeni side, than I was my Harari side. I love Yemeni food. My stepmom can hook up some great ass halwa, you know what I'm saying? And my mama can, you know, hook up some great ass halwa tamara, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, yo, this pillow is killing me. Anyways, I'm really excited that my child, you know, inshallah, if I have a child, will be able to experience his or her mom's side of the family and dad's side of the family, and it's not going to be the same thing, you know what I mean? If I marry a Harari man, you know, we would have went to his mama's house and ate the same damn food that my mama makes, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm really excited about that for my children. They'll also get to experience different cultures. I love Harari culture, I can't lie. You know, I love the outfits that you wear when you have the nikah, and you know, I didn't personally wear, you know, gayganafi and all of that, but the reason is because it's really hard to get in those pants, girl. I don't know how y'all be doing it. Like my mother, you can't get in them pants, you know what I'm saying? I literally had to put a freaking plastic bag on my damn foot to get in those pants, okay? Anyways, yeah. The con though, well actually, you know what? I don't really think there's a con. I don't really think there's a con to that. And just as much as our kids get to experience different cultures, you know, we also get to experience different cultures, me and Chris. Like I went to Trinidad last year and it was beautiful. The food was amazing. Shout out to Giselle. She hooked up the food when we were staying at Uncle Red's house, you know what I'm saying? It was, girl, it was fire, you know what I'm saying? Ooh, here's a good con. My mom and Chris's mom, they're great together. If you put them in the same room, amazing vibes, you know what I'm saying? But we're not really like close like that, if that makes sense. Since me and Chris have known each other, our parents have only met once. Chris's mom always asks me how my mom's doing. My mom always asks Chris how his mom is doing, you know what I'm saying? Like they care about each other, but like they literally have only met once. And honestly, I don't know why that is. It could be because, you know, they're on opposite sides of Toronto, opposite ends. Or it could be because, you know, busy schedules, or I don't know what it is, to be honest. It's also not something that we've ever really discussed. Like, it's not an issue. I know all my cousins or my friends who have married other Harari men, for example, they, you know, their families know each other already, you know what I'm saying? And they always hang out, and like if you go to functions together, they're all there together, you know what I mean? Whereas if Chris's family has a function, it's just me going, or if my family has a function, it's just Chris going. Like, we don't invite each other's families. I don't know why, to be honest, but that is a con, and I really hope that it can, you know, become a pro, maybe after we have kids. I don't know, I'm fine with it. Like, it's not an issue to me. One thing that someone asked me was who has adapted more to whose culture or ethnicity, and I must say that I think Chris adapted more to my culture and my ethnicity. He loves the culture, you know. We've been to plenty nikahs and stuff, and you know, he has the time of his life, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully that answers your question. Someone else asked me to share some advice for people wanting to get into interracial marriage. Honestly, the best advice I can give you is to be open-minded, you know. Prepare yourself, because it's gonna be a culture shock. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, there's gonna be a lot of times where you and him or you and her have differences, things that you might not agree on, because again, the way that you were raised, you know, is different. It's not the same, really, especially if you come from completely different backgrounds. Like, we come from completely different backgrounds, so it's like, you know, different values. So prepare yourself, because there's gonna be a lot of times where you might argue with each other, and you know, again, like, you might think something goes one way and he might think something goes another way, you know what I'm saying? Lay everything out on the table. By this I mean, like, prior to me and Chris getting married, you know, we never really discussed, you know, my culture a lot. I wasn't really a cultural person. I still don't consider myself a cultural person. But for instance, like when we got married, right? I think he might have heard of the word dowry, but I don't think he knew what the hell it meant or what the purpose was, etc. So by the way, if you don't know what a dowry is, when you get married, when you have a nikah, the man is supposed to basically shower his new wife with gifts and money and stuff, and there's a purpose behind it, but I don't know the purpose right now. You know, you could Google it, okay? Yeah, Chris, when my mom told him about the dowry, he was like, yeah, it was really awkward. And even I was like, hey, it's not that serious. Like, you guys need to understand that he's not from our culture, you know what I'm saying? Eventually, you know, we did do the whole dowry thing. It was definitely a culture shock for him, and that was something that stuck a nail in our nikah journey. You know, it wasn't fun having to explain this and having to deal with it, you know what I'm saying? Especially because Chris wasn't at school at the time that we got married, so it was like, how the heck is he supposed to come up with a dowry? Another piece of advice that I, you know, can share with you guys is don't listen to anybody's negative thoughts. This is honestly something that if you're in a relationship, you should just avoid entirely. Like, don't fucking listen to what anybody has to say about it. This only has to do with you and your lover, your significant other. You know, it has nothing to do with anybody else, so everybody else can, you know, kiss your ass, okay? There's a lot of people who are like, oh, why are you marrying a man who's not Hararian or whatever. It's my life, okay? And that's just what I want to do. And like, if you don't like it, then all jokes aside, like, don't listen to anybody. People are going to try to bring you down. If you feel like this is what you want, then this is what you want, and everybody else can just F off, because this is your life and you make decisions. You want to be happy. They're not going to be, you know, in your life 24/7 like he is or she is, you know what I'm saying? So just ignore everybody's negativity. They'll definitely try to make you reconsider or try to make you think like this is a good thing to do or whatever. Like, nah. I feel, especially for Muslim women, if the man is a Muslim and he's good to you, who cares what his ethnicity is? It doesn't matter, okay? As long as he's Muslim, to all you Muslim women out there, and he's a good person to you and a good person in general, marry him, okay? People are going to be upset, but who cares? Because at the end of the day, you have to be selfish and think about your own, you know, happiness in your own life. Anyways, you guys, that's all I have for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. Are you in an interracial marriage, or are you dating somebody who's not from your ethnicity or background? And let me know if you have any more questions. You can always follow me on Instagram or Snapchat. I always put up polls or, you know, questions for video ideas that I have. So in the future, if I do ever make another video like this, you can already ask me those questions and I can answer them for you. But anyways, yes, leave a comment down below if you are in an interracial relationship. And how's it going? You know what I'm saying? How's your relationship going? Do you have any advice for anybody? Leave it in the comments below, okay? Thank you for watching, guys. Bye.
Sonita, come, bring for me, sexy and brown.